Hello, I am Gator'd 157. I want to give you an update. I have sugar. I'm on insulin type injections once a week. I have lost from like 265 pounds to 229 pounds in like 3 months since the injection started. I have had a major weight loss and I feel a lot better. Now, how was your July 4th? Do you want me to tell you what I found on July 3rd? About 5 o'clock, it's about to thunder, lightning, and I found my storage unit on Unit 11 on L&R self-storage, cut lock, and open. It was closed, but it was open. I could open it, and I saw a lot of my stuff was missing. So I called the state police. The policeman wanted to know if me in my condition that I sold the stuff for money. No, I have a cut lock. Here's the lock. They cut my lock, went in, somebody stole the stuff, or the owner cut the lock, sold the stuff, left it unlocked, and didn't tell me. To this day, they won't even tell me what went on. Okay? Do you want to hear the rest of the story? I get over $4,000 a month from the VA. I'm 100% disabled. Do you want to know why I'm 100% disabled? I'll tell you. I was a munitions hauler from 1982 to 1984. I went in and out of a secret area that was too close to the nuclear test site in Nevada. This is the truth. I had no idea that there was something wrong in my genes. All my records are sealed. I was a sealed adoption in state care of Pennsylvania. You can check this. It's the truth. I had only one way to get out of state care. I had to have a relation that was second cousin to my mother and a state policeman. That's the only way or who could adopt me. And they did. They had lost a few kids, babies, trying to make a baby. They had adopted my sister, and they had adopted me. They didn't adopt my stepsister. They adopted another lady that was up for adoption from Williamsport like 2 years before me. You know, she's like 3 years older than me. Okay, in my adoption record in 1997, I found a record that was worded odd. My stepbrother was a policeman. He said, ask the law firm. So I did. I had an uncle that was in my adoption. This uncle's name was Fred. He was part of my adoption. My real father had asked for information, and it was approved to be done through Uncle Fred. My real uncle to my mother. He was Jack Williams's, my stepfather's, real brother. Okay? This has nothing to do with my adoption. It has to do with my illness. In World War II, he was in the Japan area of the war, in like the South Pacific. He was a diesel mechanic. After the war, they had collected all the ships from Japan that were still floating and some ships from the USA. All of them had a diesel type engine in them. And they took them out to some bay and they made them glow in the dark. A nuke test. My Uncle Fred was there. And he went into all these ships that were afloating. Remember when I said I hauled munitions for the Air Force? I had known of this test. I had known there was 2 munitions dropped. Nuclear munitions. Now that should explain to you what I did for a living. Okay, with the Air Force. The first section, there was boats floating. My uncle went into the boats and made them run. That was his job, diesel mechanics. Well, the second munition, nothing was floating. The test was over. One was like in the water burst, and one was above ground burst. You know, the above ground one was a lot worse. Well, years went, Uncle Fred got sick. He got what was called blood cancer. Up to him, every man, woman, and child that had blood cancer died. It's 100% death rate cancer. Uncle Fred C. Williams, is the first man to live through blood cancer. That's why I'm alive today. They had froze his blood. In 1984, I was in a room, TDY, after I had injured my leg. A little man and an IBM computer showed up. They told me, watch this person, don't let anything happen to him. His name was Mr. Gates. His company was Microsoft. The man wrote the manual for the DOS system in the IBM computer. It was a separate operating system from the machine. I had no idea who he was. I just basically told him, this computer needs to be changed. And it had to be changed to take numbers and names. And it had to connect to the internet, which it does. in 2019, it was all put together from like a doctor's visit in like 2016 or 17. I was in a bad way and I was about to lose my leg. A doctor had threatened me, had basically told me I might lose my leg. And then I mentioned my uncle's name, and everything got strange from then on. What happened was I had named the person that lived through blood cancer. That's what I had. It's blood clots. I could have a test, it didn't show up. Basically, I went like 30-some years not knowing what this illness was. What happened is they had my uncle's blood frozen. The uncle to my mother. And according to that, he was my blood relative. The closest one in the Williams name to me. Now, the rest of the story. The medicine blood thinner was found to work on my uncle, Fred, the guy that lived. That's why he lived through blood cancer. The next thing is my job area and my injury aided to me having blood cancer. And through DNA, they prove I had blood cancer, and my cause for my injury was the U.S. government station. That's why I'm 100% today. Okay? It goes all the way back to World War II. And my uncle, Fred. Now, my storage unit was found to be broke in on July 3rd. Okay? There is another thing that happened when I was at Nellis Air Force Base. The Thunderbirds crashed and 4 of them died. I was there that day. It's not a joke. I was there on the flight line, just assigned. I did not have all my driving privileges. I was at the area for line delivery. That's where I was assigned. My job was go to the munitions area, pick up munitions, drive a vehicle back to the flight line, and deliver munitions to the flight line, to planes, to wherever they told me to go. Wherever the planes were. Some places were a ways from the base. I had areas I could go to, only me and another guy could go. We had to go as a team hauling stuff. And it went at night only. The signs on the road said, warning, there is lethal action or whatever by the security in this area. That means they can shoot first and ask questions later. You might not live through it, okay? That's all I'm going to say. But I moved everything out of that storage unit either to the dump or to a recycling place or into another unit that I rented like 4 miles away. And then I went through all of my units and part of my house and I paid some person over $5,000 or $6,000 for 24-hour house care. And this unit was their first job, which I'm ordered to clean up after I paid these people $6,000, and they're arguing about it. Get here, I blew a tire, so I wired them. I gave them the money. I didn't get it, so I gave them the money. Then they call me. Then they send me a message and say, I wrecked my car. I broke my leg. I'm in the hospital. I still need more money. I had to do all the work myself after I paid these people this money to do the job that I've done 90% of alone, except for one day when I did trash runs. That's it. That's what's been wrong with me the whole time, and now I'm better somewhat, and I still need help doing my stuff, and this is the help I got. Would you be pissed after all that money and all my help run off, then they pull this stunt on me? I'm not really too happy. Update. That's what happened. How was your July 4th? Mine was screwed up. And to this date, I've written the police several letters, sent them information. These people for the storage unit got checks with my name on them, cashed them with my address and phone number on them. And to this date, they refuse to call me, ask what happened. They refuse to do that. They didn't double lock the thing. They didn't do none of that. I want to know what really happened. Update.